top-rated nonprofit again in 2016. Food for 2 million meals this year, thousands of refillable bottled water canteens and survival rescue blankets and boxes of love full of non-perishable food, drinks, pharmacy, and grooming supplies, all for our homeless and needy. Every dollar donated provides food for 25 meals. Layman Lessons is the only Nashville church ministry, partner of the 700 Club and Feed the Children. We provide dozens of semi-trailer loads of fresh produce each year from American farmers. The Bible says tithes are to be brought into the storehouse, but only so there may be food in God's house for those who can't provide for themselves. Layman Lessons is the only Nashville area storehouse with no paid staff since 2001, and 100% of all tithes donated are spent only to provide for the local needy as the Bible commands. Join Layman Lessons as your church storehouse today.
Before I ended up here, I was living in Harrisville, and the Social Security sent me a letter saying, hey, look, we'd like to know what you're doing with your day. So I was like, okay, I just blew it off. Didn't fill it out. Sent me another letter. Well, because you didn't fill it out, as to what you were doing with your day, we'll have to cut your check. Well, so they cut my check, and I ended up here. Point being, I brung it on my...
You're on disability, SSI, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And anyway...
They cut your check because you didn't fill out paperwork soon.
Yeah, well, part of the process, which I can see where they're coming from. I don't have a problem with that.
I do because it's none of their business what you do with your day when you're on Social Security and disability income. They have no right to do that at all. But go ahead.
But anyway,
I wanted you to tell this for a reason.
But anyway, me, I was like, well, I didn't do it. So nonetheless, they said, we're cutting your check, and so I ended up here. But nonetheless, I can understand where they're coming from. A lot of people, when they get a disability check, they more or less just don't want to pay their way through life. They want more or less party hardy, and no, that's not what being on disability is about. Can't be on disability and then want to do the party thing. That isn't right and it isn't fair. But nonetheless, that's pretty much how I ended up here.
And how long have you been here?
A year and 3 months.
How about Danny's friend? That you guys don't know it, but Danny is the guy that started this. Danny Batson is the guy that's been started it and overseen it ever since it happened. Danny is a homeless fellow that I got off the streets years ago and cleaned himself up. I got him a job, turned his life around, had his heart broken because his wife dumped him, but he applied himself, and Danny is now married, got 2 beautiful kids, and he's out here. Sir, he set this up and made this happen. So this is Layman Lessons' second generation ministry right here. Just so you know, this one's my favorite for that reason, and favorite camp, and it's probably the safest camp in Nashville.
It is. With the rules now, he's having to enforce a lot of rules. Had to throw a lot of people out.
I had to enforce a lot of rules on Danny too. I tried.
Right.
I lived with him for 7 years. I lived with the homeless, like Danny.
But nonetheless, there's been people who's came into the camp who's wanted nothing to do but just party hard, and he's had to, okay, look, you've got to go, or just basically it's a lot of them just wanting something for nothing, just a free ride. And I can understand. Look, y'all are here to get on your feet. You can't be expecting us to pay y'all's way through life. Y'all got to get out and make your own way.
Now, how many people work from this camp? Usually, probably 70-80% work, don't they?
Yeah.
Every day, or as many days as they can.
Right. But most of them works. There's a few that, like myself, on disability. But nonetheless, a lot of them that has came in has left. Either got thrown out or left on their own. But a lot of them came in, mostly just party hardy attitude. And Life isn't just party hardy. You get out and make friends and all, but there's more to life than just party. Way more. But a lot of people that comes in just don't care. Just don't care one way or the other. Me, I've had some things have come full circle. Selfishness I've found that I've had about myself. I've had to, wait a minute, I'm not the only person on the planet here. So I've had to do some realizations about myself.
It's sobering, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it
When you
is.
get homeless, it's a sobering thing.
But a lot of people who are homeless, not all, but a lot of them choose to be homeless, want to remain homeless.
And why do you think that is?
It's up to the individual, really.
I've counseled with thousands, so I find that most of them, it's not really a set thing for everybody.
Right.
But the majority find acceptance in the homeless community where they don't find it in society.
Right.
Am I hitting it?
Yeah, yeah.
Common thread.
Common thread. Another, mainly that's pretty much what it boils down to. Now that you mention it, because it was something that until you pointed it out, it was something I really noticed. But yeah, it's pretty much that. But a lot of them just, I don't know. Some of them went on their feet. Others just, like you were saying, just acceptance.
Now you started out with a tent, like with a tarp right here, and it was sitting right over here. I guess you moved up. You moved up to the east side, like George Jefferson. You got you a nice tent back in the corner now.
Yeah, bought that on sale. After tax, $104. But yeah, I had to move anyway because they were doing the construction thing. But
tell them about the water, the flooding.
Oh yeah,
it just washes all your stuff under. It goes under the tents and washes ruins all your stuff.
Yeah, especially the way it comes off the
it's just like a rainfall,
and then flushes down and goes right to where the tent's at. And if it wasn't for the floor, well, I'm walking on water when that happens. So
it's not fun in cold weather, is it?
No.
How do you heat your tent? How did you heat your tarp?
Oh, I didn't do any of that. I just bundled up real good. Layered up layers was the best way. Had to buy like insulated shoes, so that way, and then like at night I pop off my shoes, cover up. But I had to be careful because my feet would begin to sweat.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure my feet wouldn't sweat.
So you want me to be different one? Do you want me another
pneumonia, things like that. You don't need that.
A lot of folks don't realize that when you're out living out like this, it's awfully hard to go to work the next day. And when you're having to sleep out here in the brutal cold, and then get up 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes to get to the day labor place to get out that day. And then so be expected to compete with young, healthy people that are sleeping in warm beds and getting good food.
Yeah.
And that's the competition you face just to get a day's work. And it's amazing to me that it always has been that 75-80% of homeless actually work, want to work and try to work every day that they can, and they only get about three days a week on average.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's not enough to get off the street.
That way housing is it's unattainable.
Unattainable is exactly the right word. That's crazy, isn't it?
Not just the bordering counties of Davidson. There's where people can pay rent. There's places that has where people on disability, on low income, that they can pay rent. But the thing is, with here in Davidson County, you can only get residents here in Davidson County, and a lot of the homes and apartments are unattainable because people can't afford to pay rent due to low income. And if they were to expand it to bordering counties, Sumner County, for example, there's places, apartments that people would be able to
Yeah,
afford.
because Nashville's prices are going like crazy. Yeah.
But even if you could afford it, out in the suburbs, most of them are not on the bus line, so you can't get to work.
Yeah.
Most of them, so you can't get transportation in to see to the dental clinic or the mental health clinic or the doctors, free clinics for the doctors, which are all pretty much downtown.
Yeah, or over there at Metro Center.
Right.
That's about the only two places I can think of. People wanting to donate water and
We'll get
clothes.
some water and clothes out here next week.
And, all right. Thank
You
you.
got my card?
Oh, I gave it to Mr. Baxter.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, and I told him about giving you a call. He's like, no, but he had a big old smile on his face. Thank you.
Yeah, me and Danny got a special relationship. He was a rebel, but he did good.
Yeah, he doesn't like to have to throw anybody off the property, but
No,
when
he saw me do it many times, and it's just something you have to do.
yeah, he doesn't like to, but when you put him in that predicament, he's gonna.
Yeah, you
gotta
got to protect
go.
the house.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
All right.
You have any questions for Joe before we go? Thank you, brother. God
And
bless.
God bless, and thank you all. Thank you. All right.
Thanks for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Joe.
Nice to meet you.